Hey guys, it's Ian again, and I'm here with Will and Jonny, the casters for the whole thing. And so, how did you guys find the game today?
It was intense.
Yeah?
The final was intense for sure. 3-game epic, 2 of them that probably could have gone either way depending on a couple of plays. Game 2 was maybe a little bit of a difference, but that Jarvan play was pretty crazy.
So,
Triple buff in Elise in, who expects that?
so you guys casted like every single game. Like, what does it take to cast that many games in a row?
In his case, knowledge. In my case, the ability to not lose your voice. But as a play-by-play caster, you've just got to sound hype, and it's even better if you actually know what you're talking about, because even if you look back to Season 1, Season 2, when D-Man started casting, he knew nothing about the game, but he got so excited that everyone kind of loved him for it. And over time, now, you look at him and you say, well, not only is he so hype almost all the time, he also now knows, because he's been playing with Joe, and of course the influences of Quickshot and Deficio now mean that he's been able to pick up on the knowledge to the point where he is basically the best play-by-play caster in the world, in my opinion.
So you say that there's different types of casters, right?
Yes.
So how do you even begin to start to think like you're capable of being a caster? So where did you start off?
So it's a bit of a weird story with me. I actually bumped into Dan, who's the head of EGL PC.
Our sarcastic quotes bots.
Yeah, at LCS Wembley, and got talking to him. I mentioned that I was interested in doing some casting stuff, and he was like, "Well, sure, hit me up on Skype and we'll see how it goes." And obviously, he didn't think I was that bad.
The week you started, the first online tournament, we actually had a bit of a mess. I think it was the second game. My client completely bugged out. I was colour casting, so that was okay. We actually had Jonny trying to play-by-play, which was interesting. But game 2, it completely blacked out. I couldn't see anything that was going on in the game. So I was going to listen to what Jonny was saying, notebook and pen in hand, writing down everything, analysing it later. I cast that game completely blind. And the people on stream didn't even seem to notice, which was decent. I felt really good about that. Of course, it's a complete step up now because LAN is a completely different environment, especially when you actually have like a live crowd, because you can feed off their reactions. You see a big play go down, you hear them cheer, and you just want to cheer too.
Yourself, right?
It's a completely different atmosphere. And in this case, of course, I can talk to the players. If someone makes a big play, I'll be like, "Oh my god, dude, that was awesome."
It's also a little bit more stressful as well, because it's obviously, if we're casting at home, it's a very relaxed environment. It's very kind of laid back. It's in your own kind of comfort zone. Whereas out here, there's lights on. It's fairly hot. We're in weird chairs. We're on weird computers.
At home, you're in your chair at your computer in your room. In this case, you're in a completely different room, different machine. People will be watching, and that's the kind of difference, because online you don't have like a webcam thing with the casters on it. Online, you are basically anonymous. You are basically faceless. And the first time I literally even knew what Jonny looked like was a couple of weeks ago. You did a Lance of Russia, didn't you? Yes. And I watched it on the stream, and I was like, huh, I had no idea he looked like that.
Right, so have you guys always casted League, or is it other games as well?
I've always casted League, but I'd be more than happy to learn another game, because League is only going to last so long. And there are other games I love playing. I love playing Hearthstone in my free time. I'm very seriously considering getting back into StarCraft when the new expansion comes out, because I'm a massive fan of Protoss. So if I get back into those games, I'll be happy to learn all the new stuff, because some of the new units in StarCraft, for sure, like the new Protoss unit called Disruptor, basically, it's something like a cannon. You go semi-untargetable, basically, and then you explode, doing massive AoE, forcing your opponent to micro away before that explosion happens. And so basically, that means I'm going to build nothing but those in about bronze to gold level games, get through gold, and then start playing legit to get any higher.
Okay, so StarCraft,
That's the thing.
Yeah, okay. So over at UCL Esports, we have like loads of streams going on of our own games, and we always have we've had tons of people trying their hand at shoutcasting. So what advice would you recommend to them?
Go for it. Just don't hold back. Just go for it. You never know how far it's going to take you. You never know when. Even if you're start off really quite bad at it, sometimes. sometimes
to be awful.
you do hit that moment of inspiration, and you just end up, as I said, just going for it. Flicking the switch, and it kind of clicks. Things click, and you can move on and really look at yourself from there and move forward and improve.
Less in terms of an inspirational speech, depending on what you want to do, means it needs to affect you. If you are going to cast League, I would say make sure your knowledge is on point, regardless of whether you want to colour or play by play, because it will improve the quality of your cast. People will say, well no, you know what you're talking about, because instead of saying the hook lands, if you've got enough space, you can say, and there goes the death sentence, and they know specifically, they know you know what you're talking about, especially when an outside pick comes out. For example, yesterday in the Four Nations tournament we did, one of the high-level top lane players said, I want to play Victor, and he did it in 2 games. Luckily, of course, I play a fair amount of Victor, so all the abilities are pretty much second nature to me: Siphon Power, Battlefield, Death Ray, Chaos Storm, and that's easy enough. But if you're colour specifically, you need to get to the point where you can instantly recall
at least 3 of the 4 champion abilities, for example, probably their passive as well. It's something you build up over time, but it is also something you need to work on. It's not going to be just a passive learning process.
So do you guys still think that there's like loads of room for improvement?
Absolutely. Every time I cast, I see about 20 different things that 20 different things that you do wrong, because you're always your harshest critic. In every case, watch back what you've done. Criticize yourself to the harshest degree you can, because it will make you a better caster, a better person even, because if you are always criticizing yourself, then there's no criticism someone else can come up with that you haven't already come up with yourself. So you are already working on fixing these flaws. For example, in my case, I sometimes have no idea when to stop. And I'm working on that as we right now.
Okay, I think you did great today. Thank you very much for it.
Thank you.
Thanks.